Hey guys, we just had an amazing conversation with Bryan Johnson. It's been a crazy week with so many different kinds of conversations with the UN and Jerome, Matthew, and now Bryan. But it was really incredible. I asked him a bunch of questions. I'm going to stick them in now. I hope you enjoy them. I think there's plenty more stuff coming with us and Bryan. So stay tuned and check out his site. Peace. Nice to see you. Thanks for chatting with us. This has been one of the most exciting and frankly emotional conversations that I've had in a long time. Why don't you just explain who you are and what you're up to, and then we can get into some of the stuff that we've been talking about.
Yeah, so my name is Bryan Johnson. I'm the founder of OS Fund. We invest in companies that are building technologies that are going to define our world in the coming decades, including genomics and biology, artificial intelligence, exploration of tools in space.
Louis and I have just been spending, as we said, a couple of days over at the UN with the General Assembly, and what was fascinating to me was in a conversation with Mitchell Toomey, the head of the Millennium Goals, was they have a really strong desire to see the world progress, but when I asked about artificial intelligence as kind of an embodiment of all the most progressive technologies, he really didn't have a lot to talk about, as if it was a mystical thing in the future that may or may not be real. And also, as Louis just said, identifying what's wrong with the world seems to be where they see their job to end. And I mean, when we think about these progressive thinking technologies like artificial intelligence and advancements in being able to like program biology, is this a real thing?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. The remarkable thing about where we are in the arc of humanity is that just like Da Vinci had his sketchbook where he could sketch out like a flying machine or scuba material, he couldn't actually build what he imagined.
Yeah.
We can actually build today what we can imagine. So if you take tools like biology you mentioned, or genomics, or artificial intelligence, the distance between imagination and creation has never been so narrow.
Yeah.
And so it's happening now. The companies we're investing in, we're building actual things in the world. And so these platforms of creation are allowing us to literally program our existence.
So, okay, super complex world, super unknowable advancements that will accelerate beyond Moore's law and beyond all the kind of graphs that we've currently got. But how do we navigate then? Like, how do you navigate what good looks like, what we should be aiming towards? Like, do you have any kind of framework that kind of helps us navigate and say, this is where we should be headed and these are the things we should invest in?
Yeah. So I guess my guiding philosophy is the best way to do good is to build good technology. And that is, like, for example, a lot of people superimpose their values or beliefs trying to solve someone else's problem. But for example, if you think of like smartphones, so there was an initiative to do one laptop per child, right? It was like give the computers out and it would help the kids read and for education, but that failed in their endeavor. But if you look at like what smartphones did in Asia and Africa and throughout the world, how it changed access to information, communication, coordination, and these people were it was Chinese manufacturers and others trying to make a profit. So I think that the best way to do is to build good technology and then let that flow. So we invest in companies who are building good technology and solutions naturally emerge. The printing press is good technology.
Okay, yeah.
It allows people to write down information and distribute their ideas. I would say that genomics is good technology, that we can understand the DNA of our bodies and why we function the way we function. Now, of course, every technology can be used for good and bad purposes, but the technology exists. Like airplanes can fly into buildings, but they can also, of course, transport us around. So that's always been the case. But building good technology, I think, is the key for...
I'm with you. So then, pointing back to the stuff that me and Louis are figuring out about finding these small voices with big ideas, like what kind of ideas are most exciting to you to see people dreaming up? Like, where do you think we should be putting our imagination?
Yeah, so I think people who can create tools for other people to build upon.
Okay.
So, for example, like if we can figure out how to program biology in a systematic way, we can take on small things like we can build we can make new types of fragrances and flavors, but we can also do much more complex things like carbon capture for the environment or probiotics. And so building these tools that allow a broad range of creators to let imagination and creativity flourish.
It's fascinating to me jumping between the different worlds this week, being in the UN with these suits and these world leaders and having to clear out the building because Ban Ki-moon's coming in, and then spending a few days with our friends who are on the front line of like social media world, reaching out to millions every time they create something, and then coming to spend time with you, someone who's like, got significant opportunity to really help reprogram what good ideas and ideology looks like, and it's interesting seeing how all the different pieces of the puzzle fit together, and I think we need those establishments, but they are not going to create the solutions. That is not their job. Their job is to try and articulate what the problems are. It's people like yourself and then people like the guys Louis and Jerome and our other friends in social media that can propagate those messages, share them, and change the mindset essentially, and hopefully all the pieces together might get us somewhere new.
Yeah, totally agree.
So watch this space. We'll see what else happens here, because I feel like there's more to come. But thanks so much, Bryan.
Thanks.
That's awesome. Appreciate it.